Hi viewers, you are welcome again to my YouTube channel. In case you are new to this channel, my name is Farmer Tanto. I'm a grassroots environmental activist. I'm a farmer, I'm a social entrepreneur, and I am an uprising YouTuber from Cameroon. Wow, so today in this episode of this video, I want to share with you an amazing thing that happened to me in my life, in my career as a whole. And it happened in the month of April. And it is all about what is inside this box. Man, you wouldn't believe. So this is the Earthna Prize. The Earthna Prize is the first inaugural prize to identify grassroots initiatives around the world that are working towards making the world a better place. So actually, I applied for this prize, sometimes June last year. And out of a sudden, one day I received a call, that I have been shortlisted among the 12 finalists, all the way from Qatar. So interestingly, they needed just 4 winners, and they asked us to provide a lot of support, proofs of what you have been doing at the grassroots. So when I sent my profile for over 29 years, since when I was in Form 4, that's when I started my grassroots initiative, we're invited to Qatar, for the Earthna Summit in April 22nd for the prize award ceremony. So while in Qatar, miraculously, among the 4 winners, I emerged the first position in the whole world. Wow. And today, I want to present to you the Earthna Trophy. Wow. So you can see that this is the Earthna Trophy in the name of the Farmer Tantos Foundation. Wow. So this was like an amazing honor to me, because I've never believed that, working at the grassroots, one day I could feature in this kind of prizes. This is not even the first award that I'm receiving. Actually, I've received other international recognitions around the world. The first was the African International Achievers, in Bradford, UK in 2011, when I was elected, as the best grassroots environmentalist in rural Africa. And that same year, 6 months later, I was called by an organization at the House of Commons in London, and I received a gold medal for protecting for environmental best management practices and sustainable development in rural communities. And I was elected into the Ashoka Fellowship in Washington, DC in 2012, and I was elected into the Make It More Health Fellowship in Germany in 2022, and other recognitions around Cameroon. But this one came like woo to crown everything. I feel so fulfilled when I was called up in Qatar to be recognized for my grassroots efforts in Cameroon. So while there, I even had the opportunity to interact with movie stars like Idris Elba. My trophy was handed to me by Sheikha Hind bint Hamad Al Thani, the vice chairperson of Qatar Foundation. She's actually the person who introduced this prize to identify grassroots initiatives around the world that are using indigenous knowledge in preserving the environment. Please, just watch how I received this trophy on stage.
Tanto of Farmer Tanto Foundation. Of Seeds of Change. Andrew Malala of Blue Ventures. Chindoy of Wasikamas Ecuador.
Wow. It was really an amazing and inspirational moment and fulfilling moment as I was climbing the stage as first person to receive the Earthna Prize Trophy. Actually, over 400 nominations came from all over the world, from over 100 countries for this prize. And only 12 of us were shortlisted. And among these 12, the Earthna Prize Committee and the jury, they needed just 4 winners. And miraculously, I emerged first winner in the world to receive this prize. Wow. In my category was water resource management, using indigenous knowledge in preserving water resources, in preserving our water catchment by planting native trees and working with grassroots communities to let them know that they can take development into their own hands. So my category was water resource management. And the next person who won was a guy from Kenya who is working with farmers using indigenous knowledge in preserving seeds and growing safer organic food crops. And the third person was from the UK, working in Madagascar and in 11 African countries using indigenous knowledge in preserving aquatic fishing. Wow. And the last person was an organization from Colombia in South America that are using indigenous knowledge in preserving the land. So I want to dedicate this award to God Almighty for giving me that inspiration since when I was a teenager in high school. When I started my grassroots initiative, I made a commitment that I wanted to work for my country, Cameroon, for 30 years as a self-employed grassroots environmental activist. And this is my 29th year of work. And by the special grace of God, I have stood the test of time, and I'm getting to 30 years of my hard work at the grassroots. And I also want to thank God for my grandmother, who was my first teacher. I lived with her when I was a little boy. She was the person who taught me how to start doing farming when I was like 5-6 years old, how to preserve the environment. And she featured in my book, I Am Farmer, Growing an Environmental Movement in Cameroon, that is being used in all the elementary schools across the United States and was recently translated into French in France and is being used in French African countries and Haiti. She passed away at the age of 116 this December. I live with her memories all the time because she was one of the people who inspired me when I was a little boy. I also want to dedicate this trophy to all the grassroots initiatives around the world that are doing amazing things to preserve the planet, but they are not yet recognized. I said this prize is for you. The time has come when I have to give back. By giving back, that is why I've created the Farmer Tantos Foundation, to give back. And I also want to thank, Anne Muloyd, the president of the Farmer Tantos Foundation in the United States of America. She flew all the way from US to Doha to stand by me, as I was receiving this prize. Thank you so much, Anne, and all the amazing supporters out there in America who are behind the Farmer Tantos Foundation. So my goal is to give back to communities, not only in Cameroon, but across Africa. And I'm going to use this prize to scale up water conservation initiatives in grassroots communities. I'm going to use this prize to support grassroots initiatives. And I've also launched a new idea called the Farmer Tantos New Village Environmental Movement, where I'm going to identify fellows who we call Farmer Tantos fellows, and they will represent me in their various communities at the grassroots. Wow. The time has come when we need to know that grassroots initiatives need to be recognized. For the UN to achieve sustainable development goals, we need to focus on grassroots initiatives. So I want to encourage, especially the young people out there, that everybody in this world was born with an instinct, with an ability to do something. There are no boring jobs in this world. It's just that at times young people get bored because they want quick results. I want to encourage and challenge all the young people out there who just sit and fold their arms and think that things will just come their way. You are sitting on your gold mine. Identify your gold mine and start to dig it. I identified my gold mine 29 years ago and I started digging it. And now this is the gold that I have found. It doesn't matter where you come from. You are never too small or insignificant to contribute to the long-term sustainability of our planet. Just by doing very simple things to the best of your ability, you are improving our world. I don't have a degree. I don't have a master's. I keep on telling people, my diploma that I had at the Agricultural Training College and my grassroots experiences for 29 years has earned me a PhD based on 3 principles: persistence, hope, and dedication. Access to safe drinking water is a universal human right. No one should be left behind. I am farmer. No farmer, no future. Please do me a favor to subscribe, like, share my video. Thank you.